All right, we apologize for interrupting that soundbite. We take you back now to Damian Mukanzi. He is with the South African Students' Congress, an NEC member there. Good to have you back. Apologies for that connection. That was a bit unstable. You were still reacting to some of what would have been the contributions of Dr. Nkabane in the higher education space.
Yeah, and I think in every space we talk about a legacy, you know, and as Sasco, the legacy that we'll remember her for is a legacy of a voice of students not taken serious. And I think in every space that you find yourself in, the first question that you need to ask yourself, who is the target audience or your target market? In this case, when it comes to higher education, it's students. Their voice should never be silenced. I mean, from as early as March this year, during the peak of registration, we have been calling for the minister to sit with us to resolve some of the standing issues that confront the sector. We're midway half the year now. Students are still without accommodations. Some landlords have still not been paid, and thus they are kicking students out into the streets. Appeals have still been not responded to. So this is the legacy of calamity that has confronted the sector, and which led us to calling for the removal.
Is that a disappointment for you, given what many would see as her relatively youthful age? And I'm using those terms very carefully because she's not too old, and yes, she comes from the youth league ranks of the ANC, and here's someone who's also very highly educated. In fact, you were the person who pointed out that this is someone who holds a PhD. Was that a disappointment for you as young people within the Student Congress movement?
No, I think, first of all, I must highlight that this does not change. Young people in this country should be given an opportunity. But I think young people should never mistake being given the opportunity to taking the opportunity for granted. We were extremely disappointed. I think as Sasco, we were the first to congratulate her coming into the sector, hoping that there's a breath of fresh air coming into the sector. But I think our expectations, it should not live up to our expectations. And I think it actually also serves as a warning throughout all young people to say, when the opportunity comes your way, you know, you represent 1,000 of voices of young people who should be given opportunities, and you must take the opportunity and run with it.
Well, very briefly then, because the president, what he has done is take someone, again, from the ranks of the student movement, or should I say the youth league movement, although coming from the SACP's Young Communist League. Buti Manamela is the new minister. Are you hopeful that he is going to do things better?
I think, Loli, we're very hopeful, and I think one must highlight the fact that even before this administration, he was deputizing in the space. We can trace him even in student activism. So he understands the role that students have in the sector. So even as Sasco, we are calling for a student charter to be implemented. We believe that he'll be able to assist us. You know, when we speak about amending of the Higher Education Act so that it speaks directly to the issues of students, we believe that he will have a deeper understanding of the sector. And so we are very hopeful even as he comes into office.
Thank you very much for your time, Damian Mukanzi from the South African Students' Congress.